Good morning, my dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. This is Entrepreneurship 2. Welcome. Don't forget to save this information, okay? So download it and put it on your computer or cell phone or tablet. It's very important you keep it so you can study it later. Anyway, in case you cannot, the link is going to be in YouTube so you can watch it anytime. Make sure that you take notes if you need to. So you probably have a notebook or a folder. One more time, these are the investigation techniques. Today we're going to finish with observation. Today is the last class, the last part of observation, and we'll be done with surveys, interviews, focus group, and observation. So we've been studying this the past weeks about observation research. We know it's to collect information by observing. 3 types of observation research: people watching people, people watching an activity, and today we're going to study machines watching people. Just to remember a little bit, we already studied this. Some people watching people, and we had this woman doing some shopping and people observing her shops, her tastes, and the products she was buying. Then we studied people watching an activity. And you probably remember this lady sitting on a cafe in Paris, observing what people were doing in the street, what they were wearing, what they were doing. She was watching people's behavior. So now I have a question for you. Answer to yourself, it's okay. It's not a homework or anything. So my question is, can behavior be influenced? Can people influence on behavior? Or environment or any other factors can influence on behavior? Yes. Can everybody around the world, each person around the world, be influenced? No, right? It depends on many things. Okay, so that was a short review about the first part of observation, the 2 first types of observation, right? People watching people and people watching an activity. So what today? What do we have today? You remember? What's the 3rd type of observation? Yes, you're right. Machines watching people. Well, maybe by the picture here, you can identify what I'm talking about when talking about machines watching people. If you're paying attention on the first picture, we had these traffic counters and other way of machines observing people. I'm going to start by this one. So probably the first thing that we think when we see the word traffic is probably cars and a traffic jam and people driving, right? That's probably the first thing that comes to your mind. And that's okay because it's pretty much similar, not the same, but very similar. When talking about traffic, we're talking about the amount of people visiting different websites. So traffic counters are invisible tools that are constantly counting how many people visit a website, open a picture, click on a link, that kind of things. Okay? So remember this. Every time you click, even on this video, every time you click one of my videos in the class, I can see how many people did it. I can see when they pause it, when they stop watching, and that kind of things. Did you know that? Probably if you have an account in YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm telling you. So, and this is only me, a teacher. So can you imagine when talking about big businesses, how important it is that you click on a link? It's extremely important. Plus, if you have a site, a website that a lot of people visit, it means there is a lot of traffic. So a lot of people watching the product and knowing or listening about that. So this is a traffic counter. That's why you call it a machine watching people, because it's not a person observing you. It's an automatic system. It's your computer, your cell phone, your tablet, your iPad, your smart watch. So yes, everything is being observing. So here on the right, it's an example. This is only an example about people visiting a specific site. It's not important which site it is. What it is important is the type or the kind of information that you can handle on these traffic counters. Like probably how many people visit this site by searching. For example, you go to Google and then you type like, for example, types of mammals, right? So you type it and then that's your searching. So according to the traffic counter, 36.31% of people find information by searching. 24.95% of people, the percentage of these people, it's because they were referred. It means a recommendation. Maybe you open a site, but inside the site, there was other link that they recommend you to click. So that's by referral. When you go direct to a website, so you saw it somewhere and you are like, hey, I'm going to visit this store, and then you type it www.etc.com. It's about 40%, about. And only this little number for visitors did it because of a campaign. So that's to understand what a traffic counter is. So right now you're being watching, I'm being watching too, etc. Remember that this is the website visitors. That's about traffic counters, the definition. Here I found interesting to show you the 15 most popular social media networks. Not that you don't know it, I'm sure you knew it before me, but it's interesting to know how popular they are all around the world, and that's just because like most of people use them. They are part of our daily lives. Like right now, we're probably having this class and you're checking your WhatsApp on your phone. Or me, probably I have opened my Twitter, right? So yeah, we're using not only one, but two or maybe more sites at a time or apps. So here we have some statistics. I'm pretty sure they were like from 2019, if I'm not wrong. So here, if you pause the video, you can read carefully which color is which social media and how visited they are. Interesting information. So yes, you can check them on a browser like Google or Google Chrome or Firefox, or you can have applications on your phone like with these little icons that I'm showing you right here. And yes, you recognize all of them or 99% of them, which is okay. So if you pay attention on this, here on the right, we have not exactly a social media, but we have a game. So yes, when you download an application on your phone, even if it's only to play, Well, that click, that tap with your finger counts. Important. So that's what happened with this social media or with the traffic counters. They know how many people is using the app or visiting the site. So how you can use all these digital experiences in all these ways and maybe more. So you can get content marketing, you can have some SEO information or organic search, you can get paid media, social media marketing, emailing or email marketing, multi-channel analytics, integrated planning, etc. Interesting how this is working right now. If you ask your parents like how it was when they were teenagers, I'm pretty sure they didn't hear about any of this. Maybe emailing, maybe this one. Maybe this one, I remember when I was in high school, it was pretty common to have like a lot of emails, publicity on your emails, so you have a lot of junk mail. So this is the way we are working right now. And it's important we understand how they work so you don't get fooled by them. The other type of observation that we had in machines observing people was this one, passive people meter. Probably this is the first time that you hear that definition, and I understand why. Because as you can see here in this GIF, we don't watch television as we used to many years ago. Because right now we watch information on our digital gadgets, like on your cell phones or tablets or your laptops. So TV is not like the first thing you do at home, it's like the second one, if it's not the third one. So we don't hear about this too much, but it's really important, or at least it is very good to understand what this is and how it works. So I paste these channels here to understand better the concept. When talking about passive people meter, we are talking about a term applied specifically to various devices capable of counting and identifying individuals in viewing proximity to a television set, requiring no action from those individuals being identified. This is in contrast to active people meters, which requires individuals to push buttons. In other words, we're talking about the rating of the channels. Have you ever heard like, oh, this is going to increase the rating, or rating of this channel is going down and things like that? Well, it's because they are measuring or counting how many people are watching all or each of these television channels. Interesting, right? And the funny thing is that you are watching TV and you don't know that you count. So someone is there analyzing what's going on, and that's how also they know how many people watch television and at what time. So when the rating is higher, when there is a TV show that increases the rating, so when you want to promote a product, if you do it on the highest ratings, it's going to be more expensive to be on television. And the opposite, when a TV show is not too popular, or maybe like 1, 2, 3 in the morning when most of people are sleeping, if you want to promote a product, that's those times are going to be really cheap, but you don't want to be there because nobody's going to be watching you. Okay, so that's about digital gadgets like in television and internet. But what about in the place? What about like when you go to a supermarket? So yeah, you probably recognize this about the cameras in supermarkets. But what, besides safety and besides, to protect people and products, they have a marketing objective. So every time you walk into a supermarket, pay attention on the ceiling and look at the cameras. They are working, again, I'm going to repeat this again. They're working not only to protect people and products, but also to analyze behavior, movement, and other things that I'm going to show you right now. Enjoy it.
With so many products and so many stores and websites, how do we decide what to buy and where to shop?
I like that it's right across from where you usually go to class, and it's really convenient.
Whether it's the convenience, good service, or finding the best deal, store owners want to know what attracts you to their stores and what it takes to keep you coming back. Turns out there's a science to all of this.
Look at the amount of things which are trying to grab your attention.
Computer scientist Rajiv Sharma and his colleagues have developed software that breaks down shopping behavior, much like websites do. His company, Video Mining, uses overhead cameras like these to put together a top-down view of how people shop and what they buy.
Basically what video mining does is use a software along with cameras that are mounted on the ceiling of stores to track shoppers as they move around in the store and create data that helps us understand how shoppers are shopping.
The software creates maps of a store's traffic patterns by digitally analyzing the video. Cameras like these are positioned directly above, and picture resolution is intentionally set low so that all shoppers remain anonymous.
You cannot identify individual shoppers. Computer is actually watching the video and generating numbers that represent the shopper behavior.
The idea is to show retailers and manufacturers the best areas in the store to place products and how to create a comfortable place for people to shop. Sharma identifies trends. For example, people prefer wider aisles when they shop. Women take a lot longer to shop than men, and except in a few cases, brand loyalty is on the wane.
You can see people coming in, going between brands and picking up the product based upon price, based upon other attributes. By providing the data to retailers and manufacturers, they can design the stores to match the shopper's interest.
The software was initially created to monitor the elderly and disabled in their homes. Now it's keeping an eye on shoppers, giving businesses a scientific leg up in the rat race of figuring out how best to serve their customers and keep them coming back. For Science Nation, I'm Miles O'Brien.
Okay, so my favorite part of the video, I know you didn't ask me that, but it's important I show you, is this. And yeah, and this one here that I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, why this? As you can see here in this map, you have different colors, right? So those in red are with more traffic of people. It means people always or most of the time go this way and this way. So why do they visit more these areas here and not maybe in the middle? Okay, so if you pay attention here in the back, we have milk, frozen food, lunch meat, fresh meat. So here in the back, we have like the most common products like everybody buy. Everybody buys these kind of products. And here in the front, we have the cashiers. We have the cash registers. So everybody has to pay for what they bought here in the back, right? So this is what we call hot spots. Hot spots. Because people visited the most. Okay, So you probably say, yeah, but why do they put it here in the back? I'm going to show you in a video again in a minute, but probably I can tell you now. It's a strategy. Most of people go to the supermarkets only for one thing. Does it happen to you or to your families that you go maybe with your mom or someone else to the supermarket only for one thing? Okay, so your mom says, oh, I need milk, only milk. You go to the supermarket and you walk all the way to the milk, which is here on the back on a corner. So you have to cross the whole supermarket for milk. On the way, you have chocolates, sodas, oats, drinks, etc., 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 snacks, and finally you find milk. So you were like, oh, I like this. Oh, this is new. Oh, I like it. Oh, I want this. What is this? I have to one and try it. And then you have milk. In the end, you are here in the cash register with 9, 10, 11 products. That's why it's a strategy. Okay, saying this, I'm going to show you also this one. So this is going to help. This is going to help the supermarket to distribute the products. Now, what I just told you is one of the tricks that supermarkets use to sell more products to you. In other words, to make more money. Last class, I told you about that. Probably you remember that the most important thing for them is to sell more to make money. That's why we call it supermarket. Okay, so let's watch this last part of the class. And I would love you to pay attention on the last part of the video. He's going to say a good advice to you. So if you apply that in your life, believe me, you're going to save money and you're going to behave more intelligent than common average people. Okay, so pay attention to that and enjoy it.
32 million Americans hit the grocery store every day. That's 1 out of every 7 people. The average person goes more than 1.5 times a week. So chances are you look at it as pretty routine. And with that very mindset, supermarkets have you right where they want you. We did the research and found that these places are set up to tap into your instincts and get you to buy exactly what they want you to buy. And it begins with that first whiff. The first thing you're likely to see and smell in a grocery store are the bakery and flour sections. Smell has a huge impact on your intent to buy. It works quicker than the other senses. Smells immediately connect with that part of your brain that triggers emotions. It's all part of what stores call olfactory marketing. Having this stuff in the front makes you happy and gets you in the mood to gleefully spend some cash. The aisles of stores are organized in that racetrack up and down format on purpose. Studies show that we're hardwired to go up and down each aisle in succession like rats in a maze, following the path the store wants us to, without even thinking about it. Where items are placed on these aisles is also no coincidence. Stores call them planograms. The most popular of these planograms, eye level, is buy level. For example, when you're cruising down the cereal aisle, bulk cereal is down at the bottom, healthy stuff on top, and the pricey brand name cereal is right there at eye level where it's easy to see, examine, and toss in your cart. And supermarkets make bank here. Cereal has an average markup of 44%. The eye level rule goes for kids too. Their eye level is jam-packed with sugary cereal, Easy Mac, and other kids stuff. Milk, eggs, and other essentials are tucked away in the back of the store. That makes you go through the entire place to get to them. And once you do get there, it's not cheap. Milk is marked up 55% and eggs 67%. And if you were hoping to visit the supermarket just to get the essentials, don't hold your breath. These staples, eggs, bread, milk, they're spread out in the store's remote corners. It's just another way grocery stores get you to spend lots of time within their walls and see as much expensive stuff as possible you might want to buy. So the next time you embark on your routine weekly shopping trip, go against your instincts. Go in with a list and plan and stick to it. Comb every shelf and aisle to find what you want, Know your store and where to find what you need, and avoid tempting add-on items at checkout like candy, chapstick, and batteries. Maybe this time, you can fool them.
Okay, so these were the tips that he's recommend you to act more intelligent than the supermarkets and save some money, unless you want it, of course. So they recommend you to write a list and stick to the list. So respect the list. Don't buy more than that. Find exactly what you want or what you actually need. Know your store. Well, this is kind of, it can vary. You can buy it in any other store, but the thing is that you know where the product is, so you don't walk through the whole store looking for something, so you go direct to the spot. And avoid add-ons at checkout. It happens to me a lot, and hopefully it's not going to happen to you. But every time I'm about to pay, I find something like I didn't want to, but then I see it and then I take it. So that's not a good idea. Well, saying all this, I'm pretty sure that you, let's see. Okay, here's the presentation again. Okay, I was telling you, saying this, I know that today you learned a lot. With this, we finish observation research. If you have any question, you can always text me or send me an email. You know, I'm open to answer all your questions. So thank you very much for your attention. And I don't know if you know this movie, it's pretty popular, but I decided to connect this part of the movie because today we were talking about machines watching people, so probably you understand the joke. If you don't, ask your parents. They are going to understand what's going on here. So guys, have a wonderful day and hasta la vista, babies.